Welcome back into Two Balls and a Mic. Partner, how are you?
Doing great.
Doing great because we had a fantastic weekend of sports here in San Diego and across the world. We're going to go ahead and talk about San Diego Soccer is winning their 16th title, tying John Cena and Ric Flair for most titles won by any American institution, because those two are institutions. We're going to go ahead and talk about our experience and our post-game celebrations with the Sockers. That was a fantastic night out. We're also going to go ahead and talk about 4-0 Morgan. Alex Morgan scoring 4 goals in the home opening debut of San Diego Wave in the MASL. That was a fantastic night out. We're also going to go ahead and talk about everything in and out of the stands with our buddy and good friend, Alan Underwood. Not just Two Balls Underwood with Loyal, because Loyal did also tie in Florida. No, it was New Mexico in the lab. So we're going to go ahead and talk about another San Diego Loyal breakdown over at the end. Champions League happened. There's transfer news. There's things in the Premier League happening. Things are happening. I mean, for you, Manchester United. It's a different story for Chelsea. Still in the top 4, but it's an even different story for Liverpool, who is the team of our friendly neighborhood, Alan Underwood.
What's up, Alan? How are you doing today?
Season's greetings.
You muted.
Season's greetings. Great. A lot of soccer this weekend.
Yes.
A lot of soccer this weekend. Good soccer, though. Fun, exciting, anxiety-riddled.
Yes.
Although, not Wave, but definitely soccer I was anxious the entire time.
Yeah, so normally Alan chats with us about San Diego Loyal, but today, since you were at the Wave game and the Sockers game, and we want to start with Sockers, honestly.
How are you married? Like how are you allowed to do that? Like that's a achievement on its own. Like you need to catch up, boy. Like, you're fine. Your days are clear, but man, what an achievement. 3 important soccer games watched, witnessed, 2 in person. Alan, San Diego Sockers,
yes.
You were there. Tell me.
Yeah, I forgot how intense indoor soccer was. I decided to try and get seats a little bit closer to the action to kind of really get a feel of what it was like, and it was absolutely intense. The crowd was really great. Pretty much the entire lower bowl seemed pretty full. Engaged fan base, loud, a lot of smack talking to players on the pitch. So that was fun as well. Got to see some familiar faces and some non-soccer faces, like someone I used to work with showed up. I was like, oh, hey, I know you. But it was really cool. The soccer community coming together to celebrate a great team that lost twice and only in overtime.
Yes.
So a dominant Sockers game, and they had something to prove, right? They were like, oh, it was a fake season last year and you didn't play anybody. And they played everyone and
literally
beat the snot out of them.
Exactly. And Chihuahua being one of the only opponent really that had any type of effect on this San Diego Soccer squad throughout this whole season. We've been following San Diego Soccers throughout. We started the season well. We were invited, and we played in the halftime show. That some say started a incredible unbeaten run.
Some say. Tony says.
I say.
It has been said. It has been said by at least a person.
Yeah, exactly. I am a person. So they had an incredible season. Throughout the season, we've been getting to talk to more people involved with the San Diego Soccer, some people that are around San Diego, and talking about anxiety, right, Al? Like, we felt anxiety for one way, but, like, we know a lot of friends, shout out Craig Elston, Jerry Jimenez, like Callan McClurg, like these people that we've come to know and love, in the soccer community, thanks to other things and events happening here in San Diego, but like they actually work for the club. So, and I can't imagine Craig, being the play-by-play on a national broadcast, some say international because of the platforms that they use, right? But overall, I'm just very happy. This jersey is the one that I wore is now old, and it's an antique. As you can see, it says 15-time champion. But
yes,
they have now won the 16th title, and
it's the most successful team to ever be in San Diego. It's 16 championships. That's unheard of anywhere in San Diego.
And it's professional sports, right? Let's not forget these are professional. It's a professional fucking sports. Professional team here in San Diego.
Not everyone can do what they do.
And they're getting a new arena. Fuck, something else San Diego teams are used to seeing.
But that's something for the future. Let's talk about this game.
Is there a guy? There's the guy who like redoes their crest like pissed. Like guys, like I just got done putting 15 stars in there. Now you want 16?
So that was a hot debate actually around some of our friends. It's like, okay, what if they do win 16? Where are they going to put it? Right? Like, are they going to put like 15 and leave it nicely aligned? Because the crest now like has it very nicely aligned as just if you see the logo right there. Are you going to put a star above the entire crest, symbolizing 16? I mean. I'm glad that's not my job.
I think that's the move for next season, right? Not a lot of teams do that. They put the big star because they're the current champion. So that'd be nice to see. And then, but again, what if you get 17? And like, how does that work? It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the Shield. But nonetheless, this was a very close game. It was a 4-3 result, and it was very quickly in the first quarter up 2-0. And a lot of people thought, I heard some fans say, wow, it's going to be a long night for them.
Yeah.
And I thought, hopefully, man, what's their name? Tropics?
Yeah, the Florida Tropics had a fantastic, amazing, probably the best goalkeeping performance I've seen in MASL history.
How many saves do you have, Alan? You were looking at that 17 saves?
Yes, it was something ridiculous.
Rainier House, a Brazilian goalkeeper.
Amazing.
Like the traditional Brazilian names, Ronaldo, Gaúcho.
So when you see goalkeepers have a great performance like that, do you sometimes compare yourself to them? It's like I'm better than them. Like
no, always.
So
yeah,
you're not better than this goalkeeper.
I mean, get me on a good day.
You're not better than the Chihuahua one.
Oh, so I'm especially better than Ontiveros. Like 100%. No, but this game should have honestly been put to bed in the first quarter. Yes. But the performance of Rainier House were just amazing, and his reflexes, his saves are just otherworldly compared to Boris Pardo. Like Boris had a couple of opportunities to show off, and he did, but obviously the Sockers were just bombarding with shots. I believe in the first half it was like 24 shots on goal to like 9, if even 7. I'm not sure. I was caught up in the moment. Shout out to the Brujos. Shout out to the boys, the Fools. There were some. I don't know, Alan. How high were your socks? Do you ever wear high socks?
Not usually. I'm not a big high sock wearer, but I appreciate those who do go for that look.
Shout out Jason, another person who, we've become.
This dude is everywhere.
He's everywhere. He was watching the Philadelphia Union versus LAFC tying up in Bank of California Stadium. Yep. Makes it down to a important San Diego Soccer's game. I did a call to action of anybody who is involved in San Diego soccer at this point in a professional setting. If you're a fan, if you're this, if you're that, go watch it. Like, it's your San Diego team. These are the same people that you share, 109 with, share a stadium, share a beer with. Like you might see a player, San Diego Soccer's player. These players know each other. You see Boris Pardo at training with San Diego Loyal. You see, that community that just coming in. But it's one of those things where you want to be part of that. I don't get stuck. Just like retweeting. I said retweeting an article about it, because then you're not part of it. Like, if you really want to be part of it, you really want to be about it, homie.
You gotta
show up, fool. Like, none of this, like, hey, oh, man, Logan has a new mural thing that they're going to do. Wow, my city's so cultured and amazing. You're not part of the culture. That's not making you part of the culture. Show up. How about that? How about that, Alan? My soapbox right now.
Oh, I mean, I think Craig also was on that preaching wagon as well. Like, it's one thing to support your team from afar, but it is right. Like, when it comes down to your team's about to win the championship, I understand there's groups of fans who are like, oh no, you got to be there game in, game out. And there's something to be said about that as well. But when your team's going to win a championship, and it's been a long time coming, and they won one last year, but they were all on the road. This was the chance to both celebrate the team itself, but also the soccer community and how it's been growing. I saw that, you guys put out that little video of, soccer growing in San Diego. And it's just, they're part of that fabric of the community as well, right? Like Boris is out, Charles is out at, Bridge Barcata from time to time. And so it's just part of being a part of the community. And like, yeah, I get it. You can't go to everything. It costs money. So you have to pick and choose. COVID indoors is also a reason where people weren't showing up right away. But this was a chance to come together and really celebrate something special in the community. And the Tropics almost pulled one out and forced the mini game death match, super squad, whatever.
We have
don't call it a mini game.
We have official confirmation that it is no longer called a mini game. That according to the league, it is now called a knockout
mini game.
The knockout
game. The knockout mini game.
Yeah. I think I did some precursory math, and Mr. House, Big Mama's House, had 26 saves between the two games, which is like crazy. So
so the game ends with a banger from Charles. I call him Chiles.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. I'm like El Chiles.
German named Brazilian who can trace his ancestry back to 1945. Nothing to see here.
Wow.
Oh, Jason. Little history lesson.
But man, what a curler to the top corner, man. Like,
yeah,
that was a similar goal that Sissel scored on my team at the soccer's halftime game.
Yeah, and I mean, you get perspective, right? Like, it's a different perspective. Alan, you need if they invite you next year, will you play?
I'll be defender. I will not run up and down
Perfect.
the pitch.
Perfect. I can go up now.
That's fine. That's 100% fine. I'll put you on my team. That's fine. Like you'll be a wall. I'll have no work that day. I'm very okay with that.
Here to hear first, guys. Alan, next year's celebrity halftime media game.
I'm all about the defending. I'm maybe not great at it, but I appreciate those who don't go for glory all the time, because if everyone goes for glory, no one goes for glory.
I'm gonna go for glory that game. Screw you! I'm just score on you next time.
It's not gonna happen. I actually, fun fact, I actually had a interaction after the last Soccer's Overtime filming over at 3 Punk Sale with one birthday boy, Mr. Garcia, of 3 Punk Sale and sad Mexican fame. Shit talking. Again, he doubled down on his interview with the Chavos and said, if I was there, it would be different. And it's all fun and games, but if he's there next time and he's playing against me, like, it's all good. It's all good. Like, we'll see about
to talk shit.
It's all good. Fool. He's probably going to be your teammate. You're talking. You should talk strategy with him. Like, I don't know. But no, it was. Go for it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, the wild thing about that Charles goal is, like, he scores those all the time. Like, it's coming, but you still can't stop it. Like, it's just so well placed, and like the defenders knew too. I think, like, as soon as it goes in, the guys are just like, yep, that's
the thing. He was stopping similar shots. He was there. His reflexes, his timing were just on, like, some very, like, picturesque saves he had.
That guy just woke up and was feeling him, man.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Saves doesn't just happen. But
Alicia was my first game. Loved it. Looking forward to their move to Oceanside. That's true. Still technically San Diego County, so still the San Diego Sockers.
It is going to be interesting how the turnout will be over there.
Steven Bolita. Just 6 weeks ago, the Sockers house was pulled at halftime for giving up a boatload of goals. I was not expecting a close game. Interesting.
Yeah, it's wild how big difference a team can make in 6 weeks in any type of soccer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen Chivas are 5 wins in a row over the last 5 weeks, which is amazing. You see Sockers or the Tropics making the championship game after maybe not.
Once upon a time in the beginning of the season, Chelsea had literally record-breaking defense. Like, literally, just like all-time defense. And now all our defense is in Spain. With Azpilicueta going to Barcelona, Rudiger to Madrid, and it makes me sad. But we will definitely have, actually, it's uploading right now, and we'll go ahead and disseminate and disperse our vlog and video from it. Some really cool looks. Again, San Diego Soccer's hooking it up with the press passes.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's nothing to scoff at. Just like we're thankful for Wave, thankful for anything like Galaxy. Like
I mean, you'll get to see pretty cool content of celebrations on the field.
Yeah, those celebrations were crazy.
And if you take a look at that video, that will be dropping either later tonight or tomorrow morning.
So I have a little present from the league. Actually, like I went up to somebody from the league badge, and was like, "Hey,
you guys need to see how Tony works."
Hey, we have a podcast. We cover the San Diego Soccers here locally. Like that would look like a really good mantelpiece. That soccer ball that you have in your hand. And he said, "Yeah, awesome. Here you go."
People thought you were stealing it.
Everybody thought I was stealing it, but I was like,
nope. Did this guy just freaking steal that ball?
Nope. Like I heard
security was like, hide that shit. Hide it.
No.
We're like, no.
I'm not going to hide it.
It's a gift.
Like, no, it's a gift. Like, we're fine.
I mean, they're really good at tackling people, so you have to be careful.
That was a really good tackle.
Man.
That was a really good tackle. San Diego's just winning in that arena. But no, really good images are going to come out, and a good little video. It was fun.
Back-to-back champions.
Back-to-back, and next year, they're going to bring it back. And hopefully they depart Pachanga with a three-peat. That'd be interesting.
That would be very cool.
Afterwards, we went over to the Calafino Lounge, Alan.
No.
I know you are a responsible individual and can't really, muster the energy sometimes at 6 a.m. on a Monday after a rowdy night. No, we just went over. We had some Gatorades and stuff. So that was interesting. We're actually going to do a watch party now that we're here, right? Alan, you're cordially invited to the watch party as if it ends up happening. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself, but we're trying to do a Champions League watch party at the Calafino Lounge.
All right.
So
all right,
that'll be interesting. Also, we have secured one of our first mobile podcasts. It's actually going to be taken in the beautiful sands of the Hotel Del in Coronado. We got a nice little hookup. We have hopefully Ryan Young at Young the Ryan going to be our guest for that day at the sands of the Hotel Del. So it's a little partnership that we're working on. Hopefully we can bring some cool stuff to everybody who's listening because, again, you guys are Awesomeville. Alan, that was Sunday. That was yesterday. I think we're going, just retroactive.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was Sunday.
Saturday
was another fantastic
another historic day
little
for San Diego
little
soccer.
night. And you made it out there again as a fan, right? So
yes,
you bought your ticket. Sorry.
Yes.
How, let's be transparent about it. How much did that run you?
I think it was 32 plus fees.
Okay.
So I think it was like over $70 for 2 tickets, which is a lot. But I also understand it's, you're watching some of the most successful soccer players on the planet play.
Yeah.
Right. There's like gold medals on that pitch. There's World Cup champions on that pitch.
Yep.
It's very true.
International
it's 6,000. Yeah. It's over 6,000, just over 6,000 seats where, NWSL in LA is probably, is filling bank. So
17,000 in that attendance for the Angel City match.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see where ticket prices go when they move to Snap Drizzle or whatever they're calling that thing. Because maybe ticket prices go down a little bit for some of the not greatest seats.
Yeah.
But man, the atmosphere was great. It was packed. It was a much different vibe than a Loyal match.
Yes. Yes. Like,
yeah. So you were part of the fan base experience. So tell us, how was the atmosphere compared to maybe San Diego Loyal? I know first thing you can notice is a lot of very little girls that are there because they're literally diehard soccer fans of Alex Morgan and other players in the team. And you see the posters, which is something you don't really see at Loyal games.
You know where you see that? Like 1999 WWF pay-per-views, just all signs.
Yeah.
Morgan 316.
It was like Alex Morgan being introduced and everyone screaming like a rock concert. It was pretty wild. And also cool. Like, I don't want to say like the atmosphere was better at one or the other. It was just different. Like, it was just a different vibe, different crowd of people. It's cool to see a lot of kids out and getting to check out their idols probably for the first time. Like I was even like giggling a little bit watching some of these players on the pitch that I've only been able to watch on television.
Yeah.
Play like legit competitive soccer, not like an international friendly that may or may not really matter. Like this is like legit competitive soccer, and they put on a show.
I think goalkeeper Sheridan is pretty much in this one image. Just how badass it felt after. If you watched it, if you were a witness to this, it was just pretty special. But like I think that pretty much encapsulates everybody just watching that. It's like, yeah, San Diego has a world breaker of a team, and that's what we were told when this team was assembled.
This is a team we were promised.
This is the team that we were promised. That they're just definitely world beaters from what we understood. And you had a conversation with shout out Women Kick Balls who has been doing coverage of the NWSL for about 8 years.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. Hopefully we can get her on the podcast to learn a little bit more about this league. But Gotham was after one game ranked number 1. So take that as you will. Then you go in and they play an away match against.
We're not going to drop any cheesy Batman jokes here because those were sent in the press conference.
Yeah, that was wild. Like there was
I don't think they appreciate
the dude from The Bachelor was there. Do you watch The Bachelor, Alan?
I do not. That is not one of the shows
he was there.
frequent.
Well, the dude was there, and he was doing his best 2 balls out of Mike impression, trying to be a funny one. But no, it was a great night out. Would you recommend? Would you go again? Would you recommend the San Diego fan to do it?
Yeah, for sure. I would recommend checking it out. It's a different vibe again, but it's fun. It made me giggle a whole bunch. The Wave were dominant. I would like a nicer kit. Maybe, I know it's gonna be weird, but like I'm waiting for their goalie kit to come out because I want that pink goalie kit.
Yeah, no, that pink shorts are great. Yeah, I'm gonna look great in those.
But I mean, it was just really fun. I thought they did a really great job engaging the fans. I thought the supporters group chose some very approachable chants to get crowd involved, and people even on the home side were getting involved with some of like the more, like, I don't want to say baseball-y chants, but like the ones that people know from most sporting events.
Yeah.
And I think they did it the right way there, where they kept things simple. They were passing out chants all over the stadium, which was kind of fun. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going again. It was pretty easy to get in and out, which I think they've learned from Loyal, kind of how things should move. And and then the game itself, some statistics. The game this game had the highest number of shots inside the box for one team in NWSL history.
Oh, wow.
For 29. Yeah. And Alex Morgan now has the record for shots attempted in a single game with 14. And 13 of those shots were from inside the box. And Alex Morgan is one of 3 players to score 4 goals in an NWSL match.
And that's just one. That's just one of the players, right? Like, and she alluded to it in her post match conference. Like, I the ball bounced the right way. Obviously 2 PKs help in there, but it was a team effort. And in getting to know the team itself, right? Like, we're honest about how we're approaching this, and I don't know how you are about this, Alan, but like, we did our typical, like San Diego Loyal, like this is who's starting, and it's not like we're 100% familiar with all the players. We've come to know because of the Challenge Cup, because of the trainings that we've been to. I've kind of seen some highlights after post before they made it to Wave. But again, like this is how you start learning these players. Like since I first saw her, Sheridan is world class. Like you can just tell, like it just emulates.
Oh yeah.
Abby Dahlkemper, honestly, haven't seen a lot of her. She's been injured. She's been a stint.
It sucks that she's been suffering some pretty bad injuries.
She goes down again. As Casey Stoney saying that, she's stable. We saw her walk up the hill. They made her walk up the hill, Ellen.
Like I don't know if she was holding her ribs or something, but luckily she didn't need to go in the ambulance or in the car. She was able to kind of walk off, which is always a good sign. Yeah, exactly. So like Casey said that she's stable. Hopefully she's able to come back soon. I don't think she'll maybe play Sunday. Again, I don't know. Maybe we'll get invited again to go to training Thursday.
Hopefully.
And hopefully we get to go. And
I love making it out of training. Naomi Girma, also a player that we've kind of get to know. Solid,
number one draft
a number one draft kid. I can't tell you much about, honestly, my eyes are terrible, and I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
But I'll just probably think that Van Egmond had a great game as well. Jody Taylor, like powerhouse of a player.
She's a very experienced number 9. And
Yes.
she knows where to stand in the box. She knows how, what would you call in Spanish, jalar marca, or like pull a mark over. And
Yes.
just her presence in the box is well known already. You also have Tegan McGrady, who plays on the left back side, who's honestly phenomenal on that left side. She's been playing really good over the last couple games in the Challenge Cup as well, and she had an awesome match. You said Van Egmond, the center defensive mid.
Yes.
She's really good. She's a wall, man.
Yeah.
Like
You had the better eyes. And then Sophia Jacobson. Jacobson. Do you know where she's
10?
from?
Mm-hmm.
Where's she from?
Sweden.
Sweden.
Yes. So we have our very own Swedish, representation here, Sophia Jacobson, and let me tell you, fantastic player over on the right-hand side. You can tell she favors her left side, so her left leg a little more than her right, but
which can make her a little predictable.
A little predictable, but she was able to switch over in the second half and shut my mouth up. Yeah. Then they have a new up-and-comer, number 13, Alex Morgan. So she's pretty all right. Kristen McNabb.
Bright future, that one.
Well, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
I think it's too early to call, but it's early in her career. But
hope for the best.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
I mean, she did score a couple goals.
Yeah.
High ceiling.
Kristen McNabb, who we saw and spoke to at the training session over on Thursday. She traditionally came over from Seattle, traditionally plays more of a defending role. Now she's getting put in the midfield and, again, had some very important tackles and has really good vision in the midfield.
And you have Korniak, who's very tall, and they use her height to their advantage. All the crosses are going to her. Corner kicks are going to her, and I think she could be one of the tallest players in the league. I would have to do a little more research on that, but I think she's up there. And to be playing a little more attacking than defensive, it's amazing because you don't normally see the taller player playing an attacking mid position.
Is there anybody that stood out for you, Alan? Is there anybody who you're like, okay, this player, like, oh, I like, or you're just kind of like we're just enjoying all of it? Were you breaking down plays, trying to, be WSL's
I was kind of checking out how they were playing, but mostly just kind of enjoying the moment. But when Amariah Ali came on, like she was like a bully. Like she's quick, she's good with her feet. Like she's the one who draws the second penalty, and I was like, "That's a penalty!" Like, I was super stoked. I think she's going to be a good addition to the team as well. I just think there were some questions after the Challenge Cup about what the team's gonna be. They're kind of trying to find their identity. It was preseason; they were trying some stuff out. But against Gotham, I thought that there was a lot to be happy with, and like when she came on, I thought she did a heck of a job. We've seen this before, right? Defenders are kind of tired and worn out, and then you put on a player like that who's just gonna run you over and or run by you. Like she can do both, and she's got the moves to put defenders on notice. Again, cuts back, draws the foul, and like, all right, perfect.
Just incredibly nimble, incredibly skilled with her legs in short spaces, and I love I like we talked about. It's pretty badass that they're called game changers. They're not called substitutes. They're called game changers, and that's literally what they are. And we saw this in the Challenge Cup, where sometimes they were a little flat, the team in the first half, and then you have the substitutes / game changers coming in the second half, and it's a completely different game. Amira Ali has been showcasing that throughout, and again here now in the first home game of the regular season, does exactly what she's been doing, and again draws the foul. Other than that, it would have been a shot, and she has a pretty good shot. She goes down, and as you said, Alan, for the second penalty. And man, hey Chiva, look at you.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey, Chiva.
This team has a good mixture of experienced, well-rounded players and really talented rookies. Like,
Yes.
when you have a team like that, not only are your rookies going to learn so much every day in training and in games, and it's just going to lead to a brighter future for the club, but then you also have the experienced players like Alex Morgan scoring 4 goals, which, by the way, you told her, at any level, any player that scores 4 goals is one of the best things you can do, one of the most difficult things you can do in a soccer match. Like, you see Messi doesn't score 4 every game. See, Ronaldo doesn't score 4 every game.
Not saying Alex Morgan's going to score 4 in every game, but when they do, like,
it's special.
When they do, it's special.
Not
Lewandowski's
everyone
scoring
can do
5
it.
goals in
everyone
a
can
couple
do it, man.
minutes. Like, you know, you can count such performances. And I don't know what anybody has to say against any of this. We saw, I mean, again, some pretty fucking disgusting comments on, like, Bleacher Report's thing. Like, don't go into Twitter and comments about any of this, because it's a cesspool. And, you know, it's unfortunate. And that's the things that people like Alex Morgan, players like Alex Morgan and you know, Rapinoe have been fighting for years, is to get that stigma away and to, you know, be acknowledged as the professionals that they are, like, legitimately. Like, you saw one of the best performances on a soccer pitch you could possibly watch. Granted, it's not too much, like, you know, brown nosing, but, like, 2 penalties. Keep that in mind. 2 penalties, sure. But overall, like, that score sheet doesn't lie. The score sheet should have been 6-0, if anything. In the first half, San Diego was knocking on that proverbial door, knocking. They ended up getting themselves a penalty late in the first half, just to kind of pay off what they had been working towards. And they got rewarded with the 1-0. And, I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean,
like,
so far, the record speaks for itself. It's only 2 games in out of 22.
Yeah.
2 wins, 5 goals in favor, 0 against. The top 2 teams in the league go straight to semifinals, and then 3rd to 6th go to, like, a playoff match, like kind of like a semifinal. And then they'll play the top and the 2nd seed. So right now, they're in first place. It doesn't get better than that. You can't get a better start than this. No, 2 clean sheets back to back. You dominate your first home match. You have another home match against, I believe, who they play, Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago Red Stars, who is a historically good team.
Yeah, they have 1 game. They won 2-1.
See, we're learning.
So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do on Sunday against them. It's a 2 p.m. match, so it's going to be sunny, hopefully. It's a nice day. Hopefully it's not too cloudy. If it's cloudy at a day game, that's pretty nice as well, especially when we're down there and just no shade anywhere in Torero.
I love that breeze in Torero. When the Torero breeze hits and it's hot, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, and then after that, they're going to have 3 away games, 4 away games until they have another home game until June 8th. Whoa, that was loud.
That was. I apologize to
Me asusté.
to you, Alan. I'm sorry, Alan.
Alan's like, I'm a music teacher. My eardrums are already.
Look who showed up too.
Oh, yeah.
That's our boy. Our ESPN reporter, our notifications when it comes to, if you see a notification for Mexican soccer, an article on ESPN.
I was telling Tony this.
It's our boy.
Day, like,
Shout out.
I get all those article notifications because I have, like, Liga MX is like a favorite of mine in the ESPN app. And I'm like, damn, Chiva, like, not Chiva. Cesar wrote this. Like, I know the guy. I've had a beer with the guy. Like, it's dope.
It is. It's really cool. I mean, and
Take off the hat, Chiva. Show us the haircut. No.
I want to see it, fool.
You can see the haircut on the video.
Oh, by the way, Alan, we have Steven Bolita. Apologies for Alan for calling him the 2 balls and a mic guy on Saturday night. Blanked out your name at first. Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm taking that as a mega compliment.
Right.
But obviously, I'm sorry for that slight.
No, it's okay. You want to hear something worse?
You're the boy.
Tony got asked to take a picture after the Wave game, and Tony told me, oh, yeah, they want to take a picture with us. And as we go, let's take that picture. They hand me the phone to take the picture just with Tony. And Tony said, yeah, like, such person asked to take a picture with 2 balls and a mic, so I assume both of us.
Yeah, I really did. I genuinely did. Like, that would be
I didn't feel like shit after that.
That would be a cruel prank that I would pull, but I didn't. And that just makes it better.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, we're going to take a picture. Cool. And then hands me the phone to take the picture. I was like, oh.
Shout out to
vertical,
everybody.
or do you want vertical or horizontal?
Oh,
Such person said both.
Wow, it was a pretty bad picture. Futub, Jacobson la seguí por la TV casi todos los partidos en Real Madrid. En ese periodo de 2 años fue la mejor del equipo. Alan, mind translating that?
Yeah.
Something about Real Madrid.
So,
And,
foot tube.
and-
Oh, actually, try it. Go for it. I actually want to know.
Nope. Something about two somethings.
It's
It cuts
like
off,
reading
so
music.
I can't.
Oh, sorry.
I would be able to do
does
it if it
cut
didn't
off.
cut off at the end. So
It's
So-
wild because you can show him a music sheet and he can read it to you and you can't.
Okay.
And it's wild because I can read both. Boom.
That's such a like a mini
no,
dunk.
Yeah,
like trying to dunk.
Yeah, for not being able
I'm
to
waiting
ask
for
the picture.
Babbel to come by and sponsor the podcast so I can get on the Spanish
Oh,
language.
so that way maybe Chiba can learn some English. Good idea, Alan. I'm on you with that.
yeah.
So he pretty much saying,
No
Sofia
speaking.
Jakobsson. I followed her through the TV almost every single game when she was at Real Madrid. In that time period, in those 2 years, she was the best on the team. Again, you have La Liga in La Femenil, the women's division over there, selling out Camp Nou with over 100,000 fans. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, I'm pretty sure, has just as big as a following. I'm not versed enough in women's world club soccer to say, hey, they can hold their own against these teams, because I really don't know. Like, I don't know.
But
if
we're
they have, like,
learning.
La Masia. I don't know what their development is, if they just like pick the best of the best as well. But like, I would love to see like a San Diego Wave versus Barcelona, a San Diego Wave versus Tigres, a San Diego Wave versus Cholas, the Cholos Quintles. Like they have a really good team down there. And again, he's
They
saying,
do some crossover from time to time. They'll do like I think in Oregon this past preseason it was, I want to say Barcelona and Lyon.
Barcelona.
Lyonnais.
Oh,
With
Olympique Lyonnais.
Portland, and I forget the other team. I think they did something like that.
That's Portland Thorns in the rain. OL Rain.
It might have been OL Reign as well. But you'll get those from time to time, and the NWSL teams kind of hold their own. But it's kind of preseason for some of the European teams. But this is the level that NWSL is playing on, right? This isn't MLS versus UEFA. This is, you're seeing the top talents, right? You're seeing the equivalent of European soccer. If you watch the men's sports, you're seeing that in your own backyard, right? You're seeing the best of the best. It's kind of Europe is coming up and is pulling a lot of the talent from Europe. But these players have gone over and competed and bid on some of these teams, right? You had Kristen Press over there. You had, why am I blanking on her name? But you have these American players going over and competing on those high levels, and you are watching essentially the best players in the world. You're watching, European players, not in retirement, like in development, in their prime, playing soccer in San Diego, and it is very, very exciting.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that you have to go and experience. Whether it's at Torero, whether you're waiting for Snapdragon and seeing that experience, which is going to be amazing, honestly. But you did ask, and we were present at the press conference. I think you want to show a clip, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I want to talk a little bit to, like, the reach of the name Alex Morgan and what this can potentially become. Like, our video was dropped yesterday. Typically, we do San Diego Loyal. Typically, we do, other stuff here and there. Anything with San Diego Wave in general gets exponentially more views than our podcast, our stupid soccer challenges, like
Loyal
like
coverage, anything.
consistently, and
Literally anything.
And it's really cool to see this, and because even like I don't know if FoodTube is from here, from España, from wherever, but like again, that speaks to the reach of the people that are really interested, and
It just
great.
shows us that people are very interested in San Diego Wave and Alex Morgan and the players and what the team could potentially become here in San Diego. So Expect a lot of San Diego Wave coverage coming soon.
The best individual performances from any soccer player could possibly have. 4 goals in a game. Could you talk about what that's like as just, the first home opening game here in San Diego? Do you feel like you're at home? And could you just take me through, the emotions of this game today?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I am home. And I think everyone can feel it and can see it. The ball just dropped my way tonight after the 2 penalties. But I feel like all around it was such a great team performance. Like we were everywhere on this pitch. I didn't get those goals without the amazing crosses that forced the handball, or the header by Mira, or other defensive work. So it was a really great team effort by everyone.
It's good to see. What I enjoyed is that 2 penalties. She scores the penalties, doesn't celebrate anywhere, but turns around to her teammates. Every goal that she scored, she turned around and celebrated with her teammates. It's cool to go to the corner and celebrate the fans, right? Every single goal, turned around, teammates. Turned around, teammates.
Yeah.
If we get a cool teacup celebration down the line, I'm very okay with that. But in any case, it's just really cool to be able to experience that, and it's here in our backyard, literally in our backyard. Literally.
Yeah, I would say don't wait for Snapdragon. Go see it at USD, because I'm not sure what it's going to feel like there.
Yeah,
but in USD, you already know it's going to be that small venue band performance, right? It's not like a stadium tour. It's a quaint coffee shop that you're seeing this amazing band play at. And so get into that environment where it feels like you're closer and it feels more intimate, because I think that's where you're going to fall in love with this team. And then when they go to Snapdragon, you're going to bring that feeling with you, as opposed to waiting and be like, oh, it feels big and it feels corporate. And it's no, go now, fall in love with the team now when it feels like the players are right there.
Be the person that goes watch the Beatles in Germany. Right?
Jason's
Deep cut.
Crystal Dunn is at Chelsea, I think. She's actually at Portland Thorns since 2020. Just looked it up as well.
Take off the hat, Chiba. Take off the hat.
You can see it in the vlog.
Check out the vlog. Yeah, check out the vlog. It's up there. We'll have the San Diego Soccer's one coming up soon. Overall, great experience. San Diego Wave doing great things, and as long as you guys are interested and people are listening, and gracias. We
almost had a perfect trifecta of San Diego Soccer, guys.
We almost did. Again, going back in time, but going backwards. First, San Diego Soccer's win a championship. Then the second best thing you possibly have is a home opening demolition of a San Diego team, destroying another with 4 goals from the best player in the world. To San Diego Loyal, tying 1-1 again in a last-minute form once again.
San Diego Loyal, this is getting old, right? The fact that they can't keep a lead
has been getting old, and it's been old.
Yes, I get it. You're down to 10 men by the 80th minute. Colin Martin getting sent off after being subbed on. But come on,
yeah.
What does it take to not get scored on in 90-plus minutes?
So you start Coque Vegas, Elijah Martin, Kyle Adams, Boxall, the Kiwis in the middle. You got Jack Metcalf. You have Charlie Adams with the captain, darn man, Alejandro Guido, Moon, Moshe Bani, Blake, and Kyle up top. With substitutions, Guerrero, Hackworth, Riley, Stoneman, Colin Martin, Conway, and AC. Not listed for some reason. We pointed that out. And
team got a little
validated by our USL expert, the greatest USL mind in San Diego. Fact. Got fact checked.
Not on the website either.
With screenshots, Alan. Anyway.
Alan had the receipts on deck. I love that.
With or without errors on the graphics, the team that was eventually on there couldn't come out with the win. They get tied up in the last pretty much instances of the game. Yeah. Alan, did you have high hopes with this lineup? What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a pretty solid lineup. I thought that they'd be able to get something out of New Mexico. I thought, again, you have to put faith in your team, and this team had gone into Tampa Bay and fought back and pulled out a victory in Tampa Bay, that you would see that same kind of fight and that same sort of finishing the game off. I thought they had a couple of really nice moments in the match outside of the Kyle Vassell goal. I thought they played pretty well in the first half. I think they just got a little bit overwhelmed in the second half, right? Like passes through the midfield were cutting through lines toward the end. It seemed like New Mexico always had that pass kind of straight into the middle, kind of where if you were playing a 4-3-3, you would have that holding midfielder that maybe they're kind of splitting some of that Colin Martin Adams. Attacking, they look really bright. You were playing some of the highlights there. I think, Kyle Vassell has a moment early on that if he puts it in, it's great. There's another one later where if Nick Moon plays it off to Jack Blake, it would have been a different match.
Yeah.
But I mean, San Diego's been riding a high, right? I think their conversion rate was like 26%. They were outperforming their XG, although single game XG is kind of not the greatest stat because it's more of a over the course of a season type of deal. But as it went along and Colin got his second yellow card, you were just hoping and praying that they'd be able to defend. And we've learned that San Diego plays better when they're playing more offensively than when they're sitting back. That's kind of one of the weaknesses, is if you force them to defend, they don't like it. Counter that with what we saw in San Diego, where they're happy to defend, right? Not scoring a goal in the fourth quarter to seal a championship. I think San Diego being forced to defend, especially down a man, I think it shows one of the I don't want to say the holes, but maybe one of the not strengths of the team is being able to sit and defend your box.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like making excuses, but the goal New Mexico scores, if Coque Vega gets a little bit more on it and tips it wide, it just hits off the post straight to a New Mexico guy. And when you're down to 10 men, it is that stuff happens from time to time. But
it tends to happen more than time to time for San Diego Low. But nonetheless, I agree with you, Alan. Let's talk about this pitch real quick because the field sucked.
It was
felt
terrible.
like it looked like the grass was very tall. The ball didn't really bounce or roll as much as maybe it should, or maybe as it does in Torero. But again, nonetheless, I know you've asked Colin Martin about turf, and gave you a very detailed answer about the difference between turf field and regular grass.
Yeah, and how the ball rolls, and that, you have to take that extra step if you can be a little bit more calm. So it was
hopefully we can go to training this week and get to maybe ask him something about this grass. Hopefully.
Big ass there. But no, so it was a very, very slow type of methodical pitch. I would have thought that would have served San Diego Loyal style a little bit more favorably. Looking at the injury list for New Mexico, they got quite a bit of people on the injury list. If you want to say depth or anything, or these are just rotational players that are injured or whatnot, that's that. It is what it is. Like these players are probably tired, running on tired legs because of the injuries that they do sustain. You have Amang, who is injured for San Diego Loyal. So is that the missing factor? Like, is Amang's absence really the one that's causing this, San Diego Loyal? I don't know. Like, they seem to be running on all cylinders, obviously, with Amang and Kyle Vassell out there, but is there no comparable type of thing that you can do? You have Conway there. You're not happy with Jack Metcalf, and if you look at the comment right now, I think that's the perfect way of putting it with Jason. Loyaling as loyally as possible. And
I think Jack Metcalf hasn't been what he was in the first season. Obviously, has had some injuries, but
let me put your camera on real quick.
But I get how he's a crowd favorite. He does play well. He crosses the ball very well. I think he lacks a little bit of pace for what a right back should have. His game awareness is pretty good. Sometimes his delivery with the ball is a little off, because something that can jeopardize the back line when he pushes up a lot. Because when they play defensively, yes, he's a right back. When they play offensively, he has to push up a lot more, especially with Jack Blake starts on the right.
Yeah.
Because Jack Blake is not a natural right mid. So he plays on the right side defensively, and then when they go on offense, he does move in a little more in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Which gives Jack Metcalf the whole open lane, which is a lot of ground to cover. So I feel like maybe moving for a different right back next season would be a move.
Oh shit.
Starting Nick Moon at right back. That's just my personal opinion. Anyone's more than welcome to disagree. But that's just what I've noticed so far. And I love Jack Metcalf. He's still a great player. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen him have better matches than he has recently.
So right now, what you're saying is that you'd rather put Nick Moon back there, take away Nick Moon's offensive prowess and how great he's been playing moving forward, put him at the right back position, throw Evan Conway out there, who has,
not necessarily, because at the end of the day, you got to rotate the squad however that suits you. Sometimes Jack Metcalf's not going to be able to play every game, so when that happens, you do throw in Nick Moon.
But see, what if he does, and then you're just not going to be satisfied? Do you agree with any of this, Alan? Do you see any truth, any value to the words that Mr. Goat is spewing?
I think maybe just Jack does feel like a little bit not 100% dialed in yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was altitude. It was super windy too. Like if you look at the flags in the supporter section, I don't know how much the altitude does affect the flight of the ball. I thought some of his crosses were a little overcooked.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gives us a little bit more defensively than a Nick Moon would, because Nick Moon is an offensive player.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's too early to tell if this is like Jack is not quite 100% yet. Right. He was out with a little bit of an injury, so he's maybe working back into game form again. I'd like to see him get a little bit more game time before we say we want to move on. And that's the other question too, is how did altitude affect how the team played at the end of the match, right? Are they are they gassed? It's a hard place to play to begin with.
Yeah.
Let alone, right? I think they said on the broadcast, San Diego was like 64 feet and New Mexico is like a mile. And from someone who does not deal with altitude very well, that could affect the play, especially you're down to 10 men and you're defending for your life. You might not have the legs to get through. They do use all 4 subs.
Yeah. And again, it's in a way they've been playing away. Yeah,
it's a good point, because us as Mexico fans, we should know playing at the Azteca gives Mexico an advantage before 100%. Because of the altitude, and whenever someone else comes playing Azteca, they're usually gassed, and the players are kind of used to playing at the Azteca. So that is a very interesting point. That the altitude could have taken a toll on the team. Again, having to run more with one less player the last 10 minutes can also take an extra toll.
Exactly.
But like Alan was saying earlier, right? It's a point away.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just want to
say
a little quick point. In the post-match report, we get to see it, and it says just that altitude, wind, long grass, slow, lethargic game. It's a sweating game. Your jersey's gonna be drenched 5 minutes in. The weather was 90 degrees on the official San Diego Loyals match report. 90 degrees and partially cloudy. So not the most pleasant time to be playing 90 minutes of soccer, especially a man down, and especially training where you train in the most ideal conditions, essentially, that you could possibly have, right? You're in San Diego, California. You're in the Chula Vista area. It gets hot out there, but it's a dry heat, and being 2 back-to-back away games, it can't be easy. Sorry.
No. Those are all good points.
New Mexico last year was 9-1-6 at home and 3-9-4 away. Like, it's a tough place to play. So I think going in there and getting a point, yes, you feel like you probably should have won. I think New Mexico also kind of feels like maybe they had something out of this match too. Mm-hmm. I think
that right there, that exactly that right there, right? Like it's a play where let's see, you got Nick Moon trying to do exactly what he did last time. He gets a little bit of space, but I think they got scouted. Essentially, this guy likes to cut inside, cuts inside, gets double marked, shoots, still gets the ball off. It's a very difficult save for the goalkeeper, so much so that it bounces right in front of him and smacks him in the face. Direct nose, the bridge of the nose saved that ball. That can't feel good, but then Kyle right in front of the
You see
goal.
that from the start and you think corner kick. And this is one of those plays where you say, well, I hope this miss doesn't come back and bite us in the ass.
Face save right there. Good touch. Just a little bit. That's all you needed.
Blame the tall grass all you want. That should have been a goal. And you ask Kyle, he's going to tell you, yeah, I should have scored that.
Yeah, I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Ask him right there.
Yeah, I think, and then obviously you get, there's another play a little bit later that they probably should have scored on as well in the 56th minute or 57th minute, with Nick Moon just making people look stupid again, like whoop, and then he's through. You're like, holy cow. He clearly has not watched Ted Lasso to know that you always make the last pass.
Yes. Yes.
Right? He puts that across to Jack Blake. That's although, like, I get it. Like, Nick Moon feeling himself, he feels like he's got a pretty good shot right here. I'm not sure playing it to the right is necessarily puts Jack Blake in a better position. What it forces the goalkeeper to do is to move, which means he's not set for the shot, right? Like, here he is clearly seeing the shot. Maybe you pass it to the right, it forces the goalkeeper to move. Jack Blake maybe puts it back across his body.
That's a hard pass to see too, just because he's already ahead. You don't see Blakey kind of sprinting along him. I don't know if Blake even said, pass it,
heard him loud enough.
Yeah. But I wish Blake had that anticipation to see Nick Moon is going to pass this guy. I need to sprint my ass down as well and maybe get that rebound or a pass. Like he should have been sprinting. He's already beat there. He already beat the center backs.
Yeah, it should be a full-on sprint, but it feels like right there he just kind of pulls back. And, that's confidence in whatever Nick Moon is ever going to do. He destroys four, like with one touch. Boom, right there. Boom. Just through four players right there. One-on-one. Yeah, you're feeling yourself, but
I want to see Blakey just busting his ass down there, man, and just maybe catching a rebound, maybe getting the pass, and he's kind of raised his hands like, oh, man, I was open. But I don't know, man. I for Blakey as well, he hasn't been the same since his injuries, and hopefully he kind of is able to pick it up slowly during the season. It's still a long season ahead of us. Hopefully he kind of picks it up because I'm missing those bangers from Jack Blake.
The problem I keep seeing with the center back is the center backs refuse to go after the ball in the box. So that's something that, has plagued Loyal just in the box. Just chaos destroys them.
It's stepping up, right? And just being aware as a center back where you have to anticipate where the ball is going to go whenever you're a center back. Whether you see it on the goal that Kyle Adams just kind of sits there and staring and kind of analyzing where is this going. It's all happening so fast. I don't really want to blame him for that because, again, like Alan said, the ball just hit the post off of deflection, a save from Koke, and then it just lands on the defender's feet, on the attacker's feet.
Let's look at that.
So
real quick.
It's a hard goal to stop. It's unfortunate that we keep seeing this over and over for San Diego Loyal. But again, it's a point away. You don't lose away against a team that's not in your conference.
Yeah, but again, I was saying like right before, like it has to take a toll. Like it's just you're there, but something always happens, and then that's something maybe a mentality that just it's an albatross at the end. Like, oh, we're doing great, but it's only a matter of time before something happens.
My mistake. New Mexico is in our conference, but it's still a point,
yes.
and it's not them catching up to you.
It's also why it's important to put teams away when you get the chance, right? Like either of those opportunities, you're looking at 2-0. And then if something fluky happens, you have a buffer there, right? Mm-hmm. This is why that one goal or even two goals is a dangerous lead, is because it gives teams hope that there's something still in it for them. Yeah. Especially when you're up a man, you're only down a goal at home. Like you feel like you can get something out of it. And this is we talk about San Diego playing at home and what it means to them, and it really elevates their game from time to time. Like you have to give credit to New Mexico's fans for being there, for cheering, for basically pulling them over the line. A team that's really struggled offensively.
It was 11,000 fans, right? Somewhere in there. I mean, that's what I heard on the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean,
that camera was shaky.
Take it for what it's worth. They do have double decks, so it's not just a lower bowl.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have, I think if San Diego's role was reversed, like they were down a goal, down a man, and they came back and won, or came back and drew, I think they would feel like they won the match, or at least like feel like they got something out of it. So yeah, I think it's disappointing because I think you would hope that your team can hold on to a 1-goal lead, especially at the end. But it's kind of a goal mouth scramble. The ball just bounces. You have outnumbered players in the box.
Yeah.
It goes to the wrong guy, and he puts a really good touch on it. So like, if you were up a couple goals, that one doesn't hurt as much, and you're like, all right, well, we didn't get a clean sheet, but we're coming out here with 3. So it just really speaks to, I think, trying to put teams away when you have the opportunity to. It's supposed to be the back post there, 11th man, ball watching.
There was no 11th man. That's the thing. And that could be it. That can very well be it, because while we think sometimes like these players position themselves in random spots to defend a corner, to defend a set piece, like no, they're very intentional about who is where, who's marking who. Like they watch film, like they know who they're going to get. And so if you get Colin Martin, a good defensive player who's not there anymore, you have to, swap some things out, so put some people where they're not used to that, communicate. The Ghostbusters don't cross the streams, and streams get crossed.
You don't plan for a red card, and you really hope that it doesn't happen in any game. But shit happens in games, and you have to be ready to answer back to any chaos that happens, right? And that I think a red card is very much chaotic for any team. So
you kind of have who's probably supposed to mark that guy is Evan Conway, who tried to throw himself in to block the shot, right?
Yeah.
So he takes a gamble, tries to head it because he's not sure Koke is going to get there, right? Like and so it's like if he doesn't dive in, he's marking that back corner and he clears it, but he doesn't feel like Koke is going to get it, and so he tries to clear the ball for a header. It leaves the guy open. So it was like it was a gamble that Conway chose, and maybe that's something they talk about is like, trust your keeper is going to make that save and be there to clear it off the line.
And I don't blame Conway either, because he's not really a defensive player at all.
Yeah, no, but it just happens to be, right. Like it's a world-class save. Like this right here, right there, that split-second reaction of him swatting the ball upwards is incredible reaction time. There is just so much air under him, so much space, so much, it's just so quick, and he saved it. Like that is a save, but unfortunately, sometimes that's how the ball rolls, and the rolls right into obviously the New Mexico player and again, Evan Conway in the goal, keeping him on sides maybe.
That he was on sides. Anyways.
No, sure, but like it's just unfortunate. It just sucks. There's nothing we can
get to say that every time it happens. That's the thing, right?
When does a pattern become a trend? When does a trend become a pattern? Is this just San Diego loyal?
This is the philosophy major, Tony.
Hi.
You thought they got over the hump against Sacramento, and they didn't. You thought maybe they turned the tide in Tampa Bay, and then it came back and bit them again. And this is just, again, I think, you're dropping points from a winning position, which is problematic. The silver lining is you can't drop points from a winning position if you're never in a winning position. So you're more likely to drop points when you're always in a winning position. But you would hope that a good team can hold on to a 1-goal lead on the road, because it's going to come back in the playoffs. If you know what I mean? Like if they're up a goal on the road, they're going to have to be able to hold on to that lead. And maybe this is a learning, like, Conway, trust your goalkeeper. Like you're a league up. Like, trust your goalkeeper is going to make that save.
Yeah.
Stay on that back post. And if he makes the save, like, great. If he doesn't make the save, like, all right. Like, I don't know. It's a tough one, and you can't really coach that, right? There's not like, okay, if your goalkeeper pulls off a save and it bounces off the post,
worldly of a save.
You need to be here, and get ready for the rebound. Like,
and it's one of those like chaos, right? Some teams function well in chaos, and some teams don't. And right now, it doesn't seem like Loyal functions as well in chaos as well as maybe they should.
Yeah,
knowing
like
the
they
talent
presented
they have.
themselves in the beginning of the season, because they were doing good. Like they were shutting us up.
Yeah.
They really were. And again, relatively early in the season, there's still a lot to play. Like, when are they going to peak? As Nate Miller likes to say, like, not the right time to peak maybe now, but they're still competitive. They're still getting positive
They're still in
yardage.
third place in the Western Conference with 20
They're
points.
6-2-2. Like,
Yeah.
if we said, hey guys, they're going to be 6-2-2, and lead the league or be one of the top leagues teams in scoring goals, everyone would have signed up for it.
Yeah.
Like, you're after 10 games, you're third place, 6-2-2. Like, you might drop to fourth if people win their games in hand, but like, you're sitting in a pretty good spot, and now you just have to hold serve. You know what I mean? Like, win at home most of the time, win or draw on the road most of the time, and you're
don't lose any more games.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for a home playoff match, right?
Exactly.
Which, I mean, we're gonna get a pretty good preview of what the top end of the Western Conference is going to look like, right? Against Colorado Springs Switchbacks, who are really good offensively and pretty solid defensively.
Which I'm upset I'm going to miss that game, guys.
Oh, you're going to miss Beverly Macangila's comeback? Oh, boy.
I'm not going to be able to make it Saturday.
Yeah, they're no joke. 9 matches, 19 goals scored. Like, they are no joke.
Yeah.
The 3-2 win against Rio Grande Valley, 3-0 against Oakland Roots, maybe a little bit unfriendly to Oakland Roots, but they're on a 3-game win streak. 2 of those were clean sheets against FC Tulsa and Oakland. They're a heck of a team. They're going to put the defenders on notice, right? You have Nagila, you have Haji Berry, Cam Lindley's been playing really well. You have dudes on this team. Jeff Caldwell has been pretty successful as a goalkeeper. So, like, no rest for the wicked or weary, whatever. And it's right back in out of the frying pan and into the fire almost. But you got to trust your teams at home. But this weekend's going to be a really big challenge for San Diego against, I would say best team in the Western Conference right now on form.
Yeah.
Like, Phoenix is pretty good lately, and San Antonio has been doing all right as well. But Switchbacks have lost 1 game all season and drew none. They're 8-0-1. So they are no joke.
And Loyal has to do this without Colin Martin,
which is going to be very, very
maybe
difficult.
Among. Like, those are 2 big question marks.
If Amon comes back, then
maybe. Like, again, like, you have Charlie, who's coming back after that long stint in his injury. He's got a couple of games under his legs. Like, he seems to be, back in it a little bit. But again, Colin Martin is just a huge blow. And, you got to hope that they figure something out quick. Because, I mean, yeah, you can keep winning, getting those points away. But if you drop points at home, then that's a different story. Like, that's a different story. And I mean, they've been handed their asses at Torero this season already. Like, they know what it feels like.
Top team in the league as well.
By another top team. So what happens if they lose to another top team? Like, what does that tell you? Like, is everything lopsided to the top? Is there some kind of curve? Or I don't know. Like,
so what do you guys think is going to happen Saturday?
Oh, man. I got it right last time. I said 1-1. I think that was
after copying my prediction.
After copying your prediction, sure.
I changed it.
But man, I think Loyal are going to lose 2-0.
All right. I think that's your first losing prediction.
No, it's my second. But it's the first one without having Loyal score a goal.
Oof, okay. Alan?
I don't know if I can pick San Diego to ever lose. I always feel weird doing that. So I'm going to do a 2-2 draw.
So let this be understood. Alan's version of a San Diego Loyal loss is a draw.
Yeah.
High scoring draw, but a draw.
I always, with this USL match predictions, I always like to see goals in favor and goals against, and that's usually kind of worked out for me.
Yeah.
Look at this. Colorado has 8 goals against in 9 games. Loyal has 17 in 10 games.
Not good.
Defensively, San Diego Loyal are a weaker team. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alan. This is just based on what Google's telling me, the stats.
The numbers, the stats.
Obviously, stats are not everything in soccer, but there's something about San Diego Loyal, how they play at home when the team is there. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for San Diego Loyal.
All right, so we got a win, we got a loss, and we got a draw. One of us has to be right. Like, again, we always have to have
covered.
We're good. We're good. I'll be the bad guy this week, and if they lose and I'm right, then I won't take any glory from it. But
it's just something about Loyal at home that when they have their starting roster, they just play lights out. Against Louisville, they had a very rotational squad in. So if we have the best possible players that you can play, I can see them winning this.
But you don't, because you don't have Cullen, and you might not have Among. Like I'm like that. That's
but we've seen Guido play at the center mid position, and Charlie Adams hasn't been.
But he's gonna have to play. Like, I mean, yeah, he's not fully back healthy. Maybe you want to say that he's not at 100%. He's not. He's not the best
Again,
Charlie Adams.
Something about Torero Stadium for Loyal.
Okay. I mean, again, we just literally saw some magic with San Diego Wave there. So hopefully, some of that magic still
stays on the field.
Yeah, stays on the pitch. Like I'm a believer in that. I'm superstitious in that way.
You really
are. He's a goalkeeper.
Well, we have a lot to look forward to this weekend. So we'll. My dog is yelling at me, so he's telling me it's his bedtime.
Oh, the puppy.
Yeah, he's 17.
Little puppy.
But yeah, I mean, I'm going to miss you on Saturday. I'm not going to get to be there. I'm celebrating a late Mother's Day with my grandma, mom, aunts, and TJ.
Nice.
So
Mexican Mother's Day, right?
Can't say no to that, you know?
That's crazy.
Nope.
I'm celebrating with your mom. No.
What?
Whoa.
I'm also.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Have a great evening.
100%. Love you, Alan.
Love you.
Take it easy.
You know, I was thinking a loss, and then you open your mouth first, so then I went with the win.
Then I opened my mouth. Hey, shout out to FoodTube. Follow the San Diego matches from the Canary Islands.
Wow.
I can't watch everything, so I focus on these two teams. Two teams, maybe San Diego Loyal and Wave, or San Diego Loyal, or San Diego Wave and Real Madrid. Maybe. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everybody who subscribed recently. Like, we've got a little bit of an uptick, so we're working on it. On Instagram, we got finally over 800 followers.
Yes,
we don't buy
followers.
Some
we don't get random accounts with Russian names.
Yeah, no, we're very much not a pro Russia podcast at all whatsoever. No. Hi.
What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
It's been a very busy couple days.
I'm tired. Like yesterday was
shirt.
tiring. This is before you speak, this is a woman's shirt.
I didn't. Is it what? Is it? I can't even tell.
Look, it's a woman's shirt, but I found it in
You're
a bin.
rocking it.
Yeah, no question. But there's different technology for the gorditos. It kind of makes me jealous.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Can't relate.
Can't relate. I'm not a gordito anymore.
I'm kidding.
Of course. Anyways, so
where are we going right?
I don't even know.
Are we talking about Madrid real quick? Because Madrid is just
a la Madrid. So Real Madrid. If you want to,
do you know any Man City fans besides Afmir? I know Afmir's a Man City fan.
You know who's a Man City fan?
Who?
Coach Diego from Sweetwater High School.
Is he really? Since when?
Since
Aguero?
Mancini. No, before they actually
started
won
the building
it.
with
Robinho,
Tevez. Yeah. Okay, respect. It's kind of like what Newcastle is going to start becoming.
Sean Wright Phillips. Yeah.
Robinho saying, I thought I was joining Manchester United. I didn't know there was two Manchester teams.
But
we had Champions League, and then we had... Let's talk about the Tuesday match. Villarreal against Liverpool, right? Oh,
yes.
Where's the theme song?
The
it's
boys?
Not working. The headphones are not working.
Where's the boys?
There it is.
Oh, is it there, boys?
Champions. We have the final set. It's going to be Liverpool against Real Madrid. But on Tuesday, we spoke about this. What if Villarreal somehow just pull something out of their ass? And they were up 2-0, Tony.
It was going to happen. Like, it really was. And,
And in a span of 12 minutes, Liverpool scored 3 in the second half.
Just destroyed. Like saying, you know what?
Yeah.
Just crushing any type of hope that Villarreal. You type in Champions League. What comes up? Man City, Manchester City. What comes up? Tottenham, Liverpool, like,
finals,
nada que ver, güey. Nada que ver.
Yeah, Villarreal is a very good team that plays tournaments, right?
Yeah, so
they're a
Emery
very good
is a good
tournament
manager when it comes to tournaments. 100%. As you
Seventh place in the
say.
league. Not a very good. We might not get to see him in Champions League, just like Manchester United.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm trashing my own team before other people do it. But Liverpool just scored 3 goals in 12 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was looking good for Villarreal. Again, they were up 2-0 at home. That's the advantage of coming back after that, that away stint. And you have a couple of instances where, the ball hits the crossbar. Liverpool got unlucky, but again, they're in it. It just feels different, right? Like in this case, it's 2-0 at home. They were winning 2-0. There's no away goals anymore. There's that added pressure is already done. Like this would have been a good, even if it was away goal time back in the dark days.
It
still would have been the same thing. So this is why it's enjoyable. Fabinho getting in
what
there.
What is Fabinho doing up there?
I don't know what Fabinho's doing up there.
It's just crazy that Liverpool, even though they were down 2-0, they did not look. It didn't face them at all.
Yeah.
They were still playing their game. They knew they were going to end up scoring goals, and it just so happened that it came later in the second half. Like again, there's 90 minutes of the game. Just because you're up 2-0 at half, again, they say that, right? 2-0 el resultado más engañoso.
Yeah.
It's the trickiest score to have and the trickiest lead to keep. And Liverpool is going to do Liverpool things. We're set to have a fantastic Champions League final.
Are witnesses to Liverpool in the modern era. Because, again, I remember Liverpool sucking with the Warrior kids, con Daniel Sturridge, Suarez. They were always dangerous, right? They were always dangerous with those type of players, but never enough to really make an impact. I remember Niño Torres still, just being that world beater. Oh, you got a little bit of an Amber Heard.
That was a wild video. Oh, man.
Did she do it? Do you think she did it?
I don't think so.
No, right? Like, no, I could see it, like...
that's... I don't know. Like, I'll ask my brother how difficult that would have been. Burning him out. But, yeah, no, like... you barely got that.
Yes.
But Liverpool in the final, I mean, we knew. We knew, right?
We knew. But this other matchup, right? The big one. The match that started 3-4, 4-3. Manchester City going into the Bernabeu with the lead. Something that's really good, a fantastic match, one of the best matches. There's been really good matches as of recently. Like it's crazy how the quality of some of the games that are happening. Sometimes you get it's semifinals and then Barcelona just cruises by. Like, sometimes you get like the Madrid too, like, oh, just cruise by. Or boring Atletico Madrid defensive games where it's 0-0 the whole time, and then boom, a header, and Jimenez or Godin score a goal to move forward. Like, no, this is entertaining. No sorts of defense. Like, fuck the defense. Like, there's no kinds of like just go move forward and hope for the best. And
yeah, so
you jinxed them.
I really
later,
did, and
but
let
talk about that.
Let me now explain that. But you had Mahrez scoring in the 73rd minute. It was a very back and forth match. Man City dominated in possession, like they usually do. 56% possession against Real Madrid it's kind of like if they felt like they were playing against old Barcelona before, right?
Yeah,
where they just kept the whole ball the whole game. But Mahrez ended up scoring, who struggled a lot in the first leg. And by the 73rd minute, they were up 1-0. By the 85th minute. I'm at work, right? I'm watching on my phone. I say, we're at work. We work with kids. The kids are about to come out. I'm like, okay, yeah, like I got to put it away. I got to get to work. I text my friend who's a Madrid fan, and I tell him, tu Madrid valen madre, no que no la Madrid. Let me see the video of them being champions again. I check after, and I see that they're in freaking extra time, Tony. They tied it in 2 minutes.
So one of the boys has commented and he's wondering something that we're also all wondering, like, where is it at? There it is.
I've always wondered how much Madrid pays per additional minute in the UCL knockout rounds.
It's true. I mean, Fergie time is a thing like that.
They tend to get a lot of extra time in Champions League. Coincidence? Maybe not. But again, they didn't even need that whole time.
They really didn't. Because
they didn't. By the 91st minute,
they did not.
Rodrigo ended up scoring the tying goal, which, by the way, again, no away goal rules. How did that have impacted this? They were at home. They were at home in this game. City would have passed if the away goals were still up, right? Because it's no, Madrid.
Madrid would have passed. Yeah, because of the way goals.
City
They
only
scored 3.
scored one away goal.
So yeah, I mean the dream was still alive. They were losing. The 2-1 comes of tying in the 90th minute. I just said, you being the jinx that you are, just absolutely, Man City. If you're a fan of Man City, you can blame this individual.
You're welcome.
For the transgressions of that time.
Absolutely.
And again, what I liked about this game, especially for Madrid, right? Like I'm not a fan of Madrid per se, but you got to see literally the handoff of the generations. You had Cruz, you had Modric, and Casemiro in the midfield. Casemiro being a little bit more of the young ones in there, the 3. Casemiro comes out. He's barely came back from injury, and he comes back in the 60th minute. You throw in, was it Vini? No.
Vini?
I know Rodrigo. I know Rodrigo came in. I think that was for them. Same thing. So pretty much the young blood goes in. Cruz, Modric, Casemiro come out. The young kids come in, and that's what eventually turns the tide, because they were losing 2-0. And I really don't think without those substitutions, without that energy, without the new blood coming into Madrid, none of this would have happened. Rodrigo scores. Twice within 2 minutes. Like, crap. Like, if you're Brazil, for the World Cup, te estás saboreando. Vinicius on the other side, like Neymar still, doing pretty well. My Brazil is my pick to go.
They're a very strong team for this World Cup, but again.
And then you have Benzema, who's playing the entire match. Like, at this point, literally, he's the best player in the world.
Right now, yes, he is.
Other than Alex Morgan. Best player in the world right now, Benzema is. Like, there's no question. The same way that people said and talked about Lewandowski for the 2 last years is the exact same
right now.
Way that people need to start talking about Benzema and respecting Benzema, because he's just a deadly force at this point. And there's no question that, if you were to say, which player would you want in form right now to start your team? You want Benzema on there 10 out of 10 times.
So you take Benzema over Lewandowski right now.
Right now, I take Benzema over Lewandowski. Yeah, no, definitely. Did you see Lewandowski's header trainings against the wall? No. I'll show you that later.
But yeah, it's what I've said before, right? You cannot rule out Real Madrid in Champions League. They're the Champions League 13-time champions.
Yeah.
Already van por la 14. Like,
it's ridiculous. La décima y nunca llegaba.
Get this penalty early in the extra time.
Getting that penalty is pretty much like.
And right there, I'm thinking, they're really going to do it. We got 11 goals in this series.
I mean, again, like, what are you doing going in at that point? In that point of the match,
very
dangerous.
Poor. Was it Laporte?
It was no, it's Ruben.
Man.
Yeah.
That's so reckless. That's such a reckless slide.
And then now you have Benzema with the responsibility of the world in the 94th minute, just one kick away from taking the lead out of after a crazy match. Yeah. You're exhausted. You celebrated midweek because you are the champions of La Liga. So they were celebrating RB celebration mode. Probably in celebration mode when they were like, man, we're probably going to lose this game. Like, whatever.
They had the league once since January.
Yeah, really, exactly. So congratulations to them. But then you're thinking, okay, here comes Benzema. Benzema's going to take the PK. We saw Benzema take a PK early in the Champions League, and he panenkaed. And it was just,
did you think he was going to panenka again?
I part of me did. And I was like, the balls on this dude.
Yeah, no, if he does it, and it works, that would have been so amazing to see.
Legendary.
That's giving the Ballon d'Or right there. Yeah, and then if he does that.
Exactly. So, but Benzema comes in, slots it into the right-hand side, celebrates with Los Blancos.
He still shot it perfectly. Whenever a penalty hits the side net first, it's on automatic goal.
Exactly. And so you just...
Side net first, man. I love those penalties.
Man City, dude. They just cannot win. They just cannot win. Cannot win a championship. It's wonderful.
And it's... You have to wonder for Pep, right? Is he ever going to win the Champions League again?
So, man, where was it? There was like 4-3-3, some Instagram where it was like that last 10 years, and it showed like Pep, not Man City, but Pep's last 10 years in Champions League, and it goes all the way back to Barcelona. Barcelona getting the
one that he loses like in the last minutes, right?
I can see it. Pep Guardiola last 10. Champions League seasons.
Yeah, I saw that one too. We need to do a better job of just sending stuff to the two balls.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whenever we see it, we still have it. But yeah, his last the way he's always eliminated from Champions League, it happens in the last minutes of every game of the second leg. It's always. I mean, again, with Bayern Munich, very successful, but couldn't win it in the Champions League.
2011, 2012, semifinals with Barcelona. 2013, 2014, semifinals with Bayern Munich. 2014, 2015, semifinals with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich team that was
stacked.
One of the best.
Beyond stacked.
2015, 2016, semifinals. So they just stop there. Then he goes over to Manchester City, 2016, 2017. And nope. Goes to the last 16. Doesn't make it to the semifinals. That was
against Monaco, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, 5-3 against Monaco.
Mbappe.
That's 2017. Manchester City, quarterfinals, even going backwards.
Really lose to that one there. Was it
they lost against Borussia? No. Critics on Anfield.
Was it against Liverpool?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
2018, 2019. Yeah. 2018, 2019 quarterfinals. So now they're moving back up. That was a really good game actually against ¿cómo se llama? Tottenham.
Okay,
that was a Tottenham one. 2019, 2020, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City quarterfinals, stopping there. And guess what? Manchester City would runner-ups against the champions, current defending
yes.
Champions League champions and champions of the world. Whatever this team is going to be called in a couple of months.
Yeah, new owners coming in.
The new owner was in there.
But again, Manchester City, how do they fix this? How can they finally win a Champions League? And is their answer Haaland?
So Haaland has been reported to have gone over.
They have agreed in personal terms. Manchester City is going to be paying the release clause for Haaland, which is 60 to 75 million euros.
Let's see.
That's a steal, right?
It has to be.
60 to 75 million?
Yeah, no. So Fabrizio Romano, Erling Haaland to Manchester City. Here we go. Haaland has passed medicals test as new Manchester City player today. He's back in Dortmund, and it will be official this week. So later on this week, Man City told the BVB board that they will activate his release clause closer to 60 million than 75 million, as previously stated.
How's Jack Grealish worth 100 million? How's Maguire worth 85 million? And you're gonna get Haaland, probably arguably one of the best up-and-coming strikers.
I have to say, Maguire is
linked to Chelsea.
No. Maguire
Did you see that?
Shut up. Maguire, don't put that juju on me.
No, did you see that?
Don't put that juju on me.
It's a report that Chelsea wants to build their backbone of the team with these new owners with English players, and Maguire would be the leading target for center backs since you're losing Azpilicueta and Rudiger. So you can take him for free. And we'll just play Phil Jones, if anything. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, no, we're good. But I don't even know what I was saying. Just that just threw me off. But no, so
Haaland. We're talking about Haaland.
Haaland. Oh no, Maguire. Actually, he should be worth that much. He's given so many victories to other teams.
Yes.
Just gifted.
Very funny.
Footube, the last final that Madrid lost in the Champions League was precisely with Liverpool in 1981 and precisely in Paris. So. I love how things like that end up happening sometimes.
Man, sometimes it's a little.
And then won the next
freaky.
the next 7 consecutive finals that they were part of. So this is a winning team. Madrid, Ancelotti, again a really good tournament player. Ancelotti finally getting to win La Liga, so that's something that he kind of needed, I believe.
He's won every major league.
Yeah, he's won every major league.
He still has won everything, man.
Yeah, so. It's crazy. So Liverpool, Man City, not gonna happen.
Which is great. I don't mind that at all.
There was shit talking.
So all between coaches.
Yeah.
The club's reaction, I messaged it. So I believe it was Pep Guardiola taking some cheap shots to Liverpool, saying, "Well, they've only won the Premier League." Once in the last 30 years. And I believe he said that the question was asked if it's harder to win the Premier League than it is to win the Champions League. But check this out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
not in Premier Leagues because they won 1 in 30 years, but I don't care. They have more support around the world, and in England, more support Liverpool than us. Does it feel like that to yourself? Not in Premier Leagues because they won 1 in 30 years.
Se ríe de él.
I don't care.
Se ríe.
They have more support.
Like that.
That is high out of his mind.
I would love to have Klopp as a manager. Like he's
Oh,
been there for 10
dude.
years. It's crazy. It's
so wild.
crazy.
When he
I
moved,
still remember him with the glasses. in
Liverpool was
Borussia.
a shit show before he got there.
100%.
Like, it's Man U's worse now than what they were, but Liverpool was a team that wasn't in Champions League, that wasn't qualifying to anything, and it's just wild, man. But who do you have, Liverpool or Madrid in this Champions League final?
I think we have a week to masticate this.
Okay,
We have a week to think about it.
so
We
we'll make a
have-
prediction
we have-
later.
Yeah, we'll make a prediction
early.
later. But it's a little bit
Who
too
knows?
early.
Who knows?
But I think Madrid's going to take it.
Wow. Okay, I'll save my prediction for some other time. You never know if there's injuries or COVID like happens.
Yeah, no,
COVID is still very much a
COVID is
thing.
still a thing. Man, hey, Footube, I appreciate you. Contract for 5 years. In the 4th year, he can go to Madrid. His father still lives in Marbella, and he has a house. I love this
Yeah,
insight.
appreciate you sticking around.
Adrian Delgado. Club
lit off the
his
Stacey.
Stacey.
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
this fool. Hey,
We
sick
have a
ass fool.
down-ass fool in the
Down
chat.
ass fool. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us here live at Two Balls in the Mic.
Yeah.
you-
Speaking
people's
about
ball.
Haaland, right?
People's ball.
Like, the question was asked, where was he going to go? And he was linked to City, and now it's pretty much official. When Fabrizio Romano tweets something, it's going to happen.
Here we go.
But now Mbappe was linked to Madrid, and now he's rethinking things. What for you? What's the best landing spot for Mbappe? Where do you think he should go?
Chelsea.
No, you can't. You can't. It's free,
Oh, no. Chelsea. Go.
would
go
he
to
be
Porto.
interested in joining that shit show that's gonna happen over there?
He's going to be more interested in joining the shit show of Chelsea than joining the shit show, whatever the fuck is Manchester United.
Well, I don't think.
no, that's just a cheap shot to Manchester United.
Yeah,
You
no,
guys
it's
suck.
fine. Yeah, we're terrible, but
let's not have him go to Arsenal. Let's not have him go to, because that could be a thing, right? Like, oh man, I'm a Thierry Henry fan forever. I've always wanted to play in Arsenal. Look at the team that they have now, the younglings.
He said before
like,
he's wanted to play with club.
that would not be ideal. I would
No, but I can see it happening.
that.
If you were to go to the Premier League, I mean, let's not rule out Man City. Man City is still very much an option as well.
Salah, Mane, Mbappe.
No, for Mane, is Bayern Munich are very interested in signing him. And now Liverpool, if that happens, they're looking to maybe get Gnabry on a trade, which would be a terrible deal. I say maybe go for Sane instead. Just trade Mane for Sane.
Just straight swap.
That would be a great trade for Liverpool.
That would.
Liverpool somehow have been very successful with their business when it comes to transfers and players. So, I mean, again, you have Luis Diaz already killing it. So
Yeah, no,
essentially
Luis
complete
Diaz is a
striker.
revelation.
But I think Mbappe, the best landing spot would be Madrid. It would just make the most sense. He grew up a Madrid fan. I don't know how much he's trying to get. He probably wants to be the highest paid player. But yeah, man. Apparently, Lautaro Martinez could be on the move if someone offers 60 mil.
Chelsea, send them in.
Just take everyone. So players that go from Inter to Chelsea don't have the best record, just saying. But Tuchel did say that he wants
Scanning.
Lukaku, he wants him to be like the go-to guy in Chelsea.
They asked Tuchel, like, hey, what are you looking for more for out of Lukaku? And straight up said, goals. What do you need out of Lukaku?
Yeah.
Goals. Like, very, very, very true. But yeah, so that's kind of what we have. Manchester United sucks. You guys lost 4-0 against Brighton. I'm not going to let you take that one. You guys lost against Brighton. You guys had Ronaldo on that field, didn't score a single goal. De Gea on that team. You have quality, the amount of money.
Yeah.
Do not let Paul Pogba join Erling Haaland in Manchester City. If that was to happen, first of all, Pogba would be the new Yaya Toure.
It's not up to Man U.
It's not up to you.
It's up to Pogba. His contract ends.
Pogba, who just recently lost his, ¿cómo se llama este vato? The agent that just died.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name.
No, I know. It starts with an M.
Mickey, no.
No.
It starts with an M.
Yeah, it's oh my god.
We have technology. Let's look it up. Mino Raiola.
Mino Raiola. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
We have technology.
We have the technology, SpongeBob. One of my in Spanish. You know which episode I'm talking about, right?
I believe so.
It's the episode where SpongeBob is painting Mr. Krabs' house with white paint, and they accidentally get paint on Mr. Krabs' first dollar.
Oof.
And so they're trying to get it out, and they can't get it out. They just can't. And then SpongeBob's freaking out. He's like, I'm watching in Spanish, but in English too. But he's like, what are we gonna do? What do we vamos a hacer? And then Patrick's like, calmado, Bob. Tenemos la tecnología. Pulls out a computer and starts bashing the shit out of the doll, trying to get out of the computer. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
But yeah, man, that's what's happening in Europe. Yeah, Man United are a freaking joke right now.
You know what isn't a joke? La Liga MX, because La Liga MX is starting.
Woo!
La Liguillas is in full effect, full swing. We have some pretty important teams and pretty important results that might be coming out of these upcoming matches.
Empezamos
empezamos el repechaje. ¿Quién es este indito?
I was about to start speaking Spanish too. The repechaje happened this weekend on Saturday matches. Cruz Azul against Necaxa, Monterrey against San Luis. Both of these games went to penalties.
Yeah. Shout out and to Resumen H de Mayo. Historically, this went to penalties.
And they both ended in 3-1.
Yeah, it's very interesting that ended up happening. Necaxa, a team, not the biggest of teams, but I have a soft spot for Necaxa. That was my first team. Alex Aguinaga,
Cruz ended up moving on. They were very evenly matched during the season. Cruz Azul had 25 points, Necaxa had 23, so Cruz Azul in 8th, Necaxa in 9th. So this was a very close match. A lot of these teams are very, very even in the Liga MX. So Cruz Azul does advance in penalties. And then you have Monterrey against San Luis, who San Luis, maybe not the best team, but again, 23 points. They've won a lot of their games, 7 wins.
So San Luis, historically, I remember San Luis when they barely rebranded, when they came up, because they used to be called La Piedad. Then they rebranded to Atlético San Luis. Then they brought in Raúl Arias, who was historically the Necaxa's coach. And I love that move because I love the basic, just fundamental soccer that Necaxa played with Raúl Arias.
This team
and now it's just a resurgence. Now it's a whole different team.
Yeah, this team has links, same owners, I believe, as Atletico Madrid or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's Atletico San Luis now, and they have similar, like Rojiblanco. But anyways, penalties as well. Monterrey just couldn't do it. It just goes to prove this puts me in such a great mood because Monterrey is one of the teams that spends the most money and is one of the most valuable clubs in Mexico.
Yeah,
and they're out in repechaje
because they got some important players.
They fucked up this season getting Luis Romo, and they had Charlie Rodriguez.
And they just got rid of Aguirre, no?
I believe so.
Yeah, so, they had a good squad. So in that one, San Luis moves forward. Then you have Puebla versus Morelia Morado.
Yeah, Morelia Morado, right? It is another game that went to penalties. Puebla was up 2-0. Then they get a red card as well in the 85th minute. So they were up 2-1 halftime, and then what?
I was just pointing at the comment for Man U. Yeah, sorry.
Whatever. We moved on.
So another 3-1 match. That's crazy.
In penalties, Nestor Vidrio, ex-Chivas player, ended up scoring the tying goal in the 91st minute, and they go to penalties, and Mazatlan just boggles it and goes and lose 3-1. I don't know why it says Mazatlan 3 there, but
yeah, so it was the other way around.
It was Puebla, yeah.
Puebla won that one. Then moving on to Chivas Pumas.
Super Chivas.
So Chivas, who going through the repechaje
with 4 straight wins.
So repechaje meaning wild card, essentially, right?
Yes.
So the wild card spot goes to Chivas. They're not supposed to make it. Historically, repechaje, since the implementation back into the league, they've been kind of the dark horse. They've been putting some salt in there, and so Chivas make it this far. Hopefully, it could be the kryptonite once again.
Yeah, so they got the home match against Pumas here. Pumas, who's not coming off a great run, especially losing 3-0 in the CONCACAF Champions League final against Seattle Sounders.
Great representation, guys.
So yeah, thank you for giving an MLS team their first CONCACAF title. So they were tied 1-1, I believe, at half. Again, I had my AirPod during the soccers.
Yeah,
but this play with Fernando Beltran,
this is the kid you've been telling.
Fernando Beltran he was in the Olympics and he was part of that team. Maybe wasn't the starter, or I believe maybe got, but he's such a talented center mid. And when he was with Vucetich did not start him. He wanted to get rid of him. We almost traded him to Cruz Azul or to other teams. And it broke my heart because he's such a great player, Tony. And they interviewed him after, and he does say, to a year and a half or 2 years ago, the coach didn't believe in me. You can check my Twitter. I retweeted it. So the interview's there. So go to my personal. I retweeted that.
Shout out at Chiva 97.
The comment on the tweet just said, Fernando Beltrán was teaching a tu madre. Or something like that.
Oh, shit. Here it is. So, que chinga tu madre, Vucetich, de parte del nene. Aguante Chivas, perro.
Hace un año y medio estaba pasando por un mal momento donde el técnico que estaba me decía que mis pases no eran productivos.
So pretty much he's saying
Hace un año y medio.
a year and a half, the coach that was here didn't tell me that the passes was not moving forward. And
I was going through a bad moment.
He would tell me that.
Like his passes weren't productive. He wasn't a determined player. Not much attacking, not much a defensive player, so kind of lost in the midfield. He's literally, if not our best player right now, along with Vega. This guy is just, Molina's been out. He's been stepping up big time, and he just planted himself in the starting lineup. Chivas won 4-1 this game, go to 5 straight wins in a row. And they're up against Atlas, which is a derby. If you didn't know, it's Clásico Tapatío, which is a big rivalry game. So Guadalajara derby. These are the quarterfinals, Tony. You have San Luis against Pachuca. Pachuca, arguably probably the best team in the league, who are having such a great season. Puebla against America. America's also turning things up, right? Like midway through the season, they were last place, and they kind of just went on a 7-game win streak. So they're closing hard as well. Cruz Azul against Tigres. Tigres, we all know Tigres, right? The team that spends the most money and has Gignac and Thauvin from Marseille. So that's going to be an interesting quarterfinal. And then you have the Clásico Tapatío, Chivas against Atlas. I think if Chivas win, America wins, Chivas plays America in the semifinals.
So semifinal of El Clásico de Clásicos, pretty much a...
I have been wanting a final of a Clásico, and it's never happened in my lifetime.
It's never happened in your lifetime, and my lifetime either. I think it was last time was like in the 80s, and there was a...
So I want that. I want to see one of those, because I will definitely fly out to Guadalajara to watch that game.
Would you really? Oh,
I would.
If you get a press pass.
I would.
Chiva, what if you get a press pass?
If they go to semifinals and it's against America, I'll definitody...
What if you get a press pass?
I'm there. I am there, tapping on that savings account.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So first we gotta beat Atlas. So that's the Liga MX.
You gotta be the current reigning defending champions. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, shout out to Cesar Hernandez.
If you want to catch up on anything, Cesar.Fútbol he's your boy. Check him out, right here. Any of his articles, Liga Femenil, anything. He's at the Wave Games. He's pretty much from here, dude. Like, he's one of the boys, and you can go ahead and check him out and some of his fantastic write-ups on his stream and on ESPN. And I think Canelo lost. That's about it.
Very sad day for Mexican Canelo, but he moved up weights. Weight. So that's always very hard. We had the Kentucky Derby. If you're into racing, if you're into gambling.
And guess what, boy?
I'm a gambling degenerate.
Yeah, you really are.
And I told you, wow, the winner of the Kentucky Derby was an 80-1 odd. That's literally like almost like Lakester winning the Premier League.
It's that horse needs to be tested.
Okay.
I mean, if
it happens,
if those odds,
but let's just say you bet $100 on that, you make $8,000, Tony.
You should have made $8,000, boy. You should have given into the lunacy.
UFC happened as well. I'm not much of a UFC fan. I know
Tony Ferguson got smashed. Pretty much so there was the championship bout. The guy didn't make weight. And do you know what happens when that happens? He gets
an hour, right?
No.
Oh, no.
So pretty much he gets stripped of the title. They still fight, but if he wins, the champion wins, he doesn't retain. the only way anybody wins a championship in that fight is if the opponent wins, because he's just disqualified from winning it.
That's why.
But he won.
So he's still the champ, technically.
He's still the champ, but he lost it due to not making the weight from it by.
So the fight was just like a consolation fight in itself?
In a sense, yeah, but I mean, it's for pride. So, I mean, he would have won anyways, but.
Because it was by 0.5 pounds.
0.5, right? 155.5 pounds, which is wild. Wild.
If Tigres and Pachuca win, it won't be a Chivas versus America semis. It can be a Chivas. Oh, dude, I hope so. Thank you, Ricardo, for that. I really hope so. So we need Tigres to win, Pachuca to win. I believe if that happens, though, Chivas has to face Pachuca in the semifinals, which I kind of don't want that.
¿Y el América?
Que chinga su madre.
So, before we leave, I think I found it, Chiva. I think I found the way that I'm going to get you into watching baseball. And the Padres had a fantastic game.
A chance for a walk-off?
So it was bottom of the ninth. The Marlins had just
beaten. When was this?
This was yesterday.
Oh, so, my friend was at that game.
So the Padres were losing in the bottom of the ninth. There's a runner on first and second.
No outs?
No outs.
Okay, pretty safe.
Actually, 2 outs. No, it was 2 outs. Yeah, 2 outs.
So the dots are the outs?
Yes, the dots are the outs.
Oh, shit.
So this guy comes up, Alfaro, who looks like a chubby Tatis, like a disgruntled Aquaman. And
how good is he?
They had just, I mean, any given day. So this is really a sport of any given day.
When you talk to me about like those cards in MLB The Show, like
yeah,
what is
so
he,
like
C, B,
a bronze player.
Oof.
So yeah, so like any given moment, let's think about baseball, right? And like FIFA. So in like FIFA, you pull a card and it's like an 85 Havertz, right? That card itself would stay at 85, which isn't really significant because it just doesn't change. If he does bad, if he does well, that card stays that. But in MLB The Show, like the card that you pull is a dynamic card. So depending on matchups, depending on which players, which team, if he's historically good, a player who's a 70 might get boosted for that day into a 80, into a silver card.
Oh.
But if he has a really good thing, they're doing like a daily boost where they'll boost him even more, and this 70-something card can be rated a 90. Anyway,
so he'll probably be boosted to like a 90?
Maybe, and he'll get a special card. But anyway, so you're not a fan of baseball?
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
I enjoy it live. I enjoyed the Dodgers.
You did. You watched it. You enjoyed it live. So the Dodgers are right behind the Padres. The Padres are in first place. Just reminding you of that. The Padres
lost today?
Shut up.
Against
the Padres had just...
Thank you guys in the chat.
Who the fuck said that?
Ricardo, Padres lost to a bad Cubs team today. Nos dieron una paliza hoy.
Yeah,
Jerry Ibarra.
It happens. Anywho's, so this game essentially is done. You know, this is the last hope. This is the last batter. What was I going to say? Oh, the Marlins had just beat the Padres the day before, Saturday, 8-0. So when we went to Jack in the Box after the Sockers game, what I was going to ask was for, hey, can I get my free jumbo jack with the Padres home run? Because if the Padres hit a home run, if you buy a large drink, they didn't score. They got shut out 8-0. So, I mean, I'm like, damn it, this is going to happen. We were at the Sockers game and doing all that stuff. And then this is how you're going to get into it. I know you heard a little bit, but like, listen to it with headphones. If I put the volume up.
El empate en segunda. Trueno el primer picheo, puede ser el final, la va a sacar, el oso amistoso, lo mejor para el final, por el jardín central, se fue a la calle, ¡viva Colombia! Se acabó el juego y los Padres ganaron la serie en la novena entrada con un
¡Viva Colombia! La familia Madrigal.
En el Día de las Madres,
Alfaro.
un regalo, nivel Grandes Ligas.
Oh, I like this actually.
Jorge Alfaro.
Is this just a Padres guy that does it, or he just like ESPN?
Yeah, that's the Padres guy for San Diego.
Ra ra ra. That's cool. I hate that the Padres got a walk off though. That's pretty cool to watch if you're a Padres fan. A la calle, el oso amistoso. You don't get that in English in any sport. El oso amistoso.
El oso amistoso. We want to go ahead and give a big, huge, major shout out to Califino and and their help, their support, their sponsorship. They had us over at the lounge after we partied and celebrated with the soccer players after the match. Saw a lot of you guys out there, so shout out to the San Diego Soccer to Calafino. If you want to get some Calafino tequila, you can go ahead and use the promo code 2balls20. Thank you for everybody who entered that giveaway. Shout out to ¿cómo se llama ese vato? Pego. I know Pego is his Instagram from Inter, el que ganó.
Oh, el Godomar. No.
Yes. Yes.
Pedrito.
Pedrito Godomar winning it. So shout out to you. Shout out to PB European Imports, the owners and the boys for San Diego Internacional. We do commentary for that team. San Diego Internacional in the UPSL just beat Nomads. Nomads 4-1, the undefeated squad, the unbreakable squad. They beat them 4-1 this last weekend. So
check
out
out
to
their
you
home
guys.
match May 14th, right before the Lowell match. Go check it out. Then you head out to Torero. Watch Lowell.
Shout out to the Hangar. We got some cool stuff happening. We saw Austin Guerrero invite us over there for his academy. That was dope. So shout out to the Hangar.
Follow his account on Instagram, AG1 Academy.
AG1 Academy. Follow the Hangar at the Hangar FC on Instagram. Check out their schedule. We're gonna work a little bit more with them. And shout out to viewers like you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everyone that's been watching. Thank you guys.